Hi, my name is Bailey Balco and welcome to Novel Nonsense. Today I am here with Kylie Van Haas and we will be covering the topic of family within the books of The Great Gatsby and High Tide in Tucson. Ding! Wait, it looks like we have an urgent message.
Oh look, it's the thesis statement. It reads, in the novels The Great Gatsby and High Tide in Tucson, the authors convey the need of family through contrasting different characters and relying on one another for personal development.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. Do you want to look more into each novel to determine which includes more family-related ideas? I for sure think it would be The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, Bailey, I would love to. And I don't know, High Tide in Tucson really shows multiple family-oriented ideas too.
When I dove into the novel The Great Gatsby, my first idea of family started when I took a look at Nick's perspective and role in the setting. Nick was an important character, not only because he was the narrator, but also because he had relatives and family members included in the novel.
Daisy and Nick had a lot of true family and friends. In addition to this, they were less materialistic and worried about the right things in life. Gatsby, on the other hand, was so worried about having all the money in the world and using that to bribe friends. This resulted in a lack of true friends and a large quantity of fake friends.
I really agree with that, Kylie. Gatsby had a lack of family, which contrasted Nick being happy. Gatsby's lack of friends did not help him, especially because he had no family. This caused him to be a sad character that pretended to be happy most of the time with his fake friends. Ding! Oh no, it looks like we have another urgent message. Gatsby has been found dead in his own pool outside of his house. The suspect seems to be George Wilson.
That is such sad news. George Wilson killed Gatsby because he was accused of something he didn't even do. His so-called friends ended up being the ones who trusted him the least and twisted all his words.
That is very true. It seems as if Gatsby never really found happiness because he was in desperate need of love and acceptance from others. He built his life with materialistic objects that were used for temporary happiness. He also wanted to be liked and thought of highly. He continued to be the gentleman and mysterious man throughout the novel, which made him an interesting character to focus in on.
Yes, as seen throughout this novel, he uses his house to throw parties in which a large quantity would attend. This made it seem as though he had so many friends, but in reality, he knew very few of the people who would come to these parties. These people were using him for his money and not even getting to know him as a person. This soon affected his mental health and his mental stability.
Nick was also an important character to focus in on when we studied his interaction with others and his connection to Daisy. Gatsby was never truly happy and he was not honest with himself, always talking himself into thinking he had plenty of friends. On the other hand, Nick said himself in the novel, "I am one of the few honest people I have ever known." This portrays how no one in the novel was as charismatic and genuinely happy as Nick.
Going off of that, Bailey, Nick and Gatsby's relationship was a special one in this novel. Gatsby would refer to Nick as old sport, demonstrating Gatsby's superiority over Nick and how he sometimes thought he was better than him. Nick knew when Gatsby was really happy, but he also knew when he was not having the best day. In chapter 5, Nick says he literally glowed, referring to when Gatsby was with Daisy. This demonstrates how no matter how much money Gatsby had, he was the happiest with Daisy. This portrays the importance of family and bonds over money.
These two characters made a special impact because they contrasted each other not only from age, but personality and attitude. In the end, Gatsby was left lonely while Nick had a significant other with him. While Gatsby spent all of his life pleasing others, Nick tried to live life to his fullest and not have any regrets.
But wait, next up on Novel Nonsense is High Tide in Tucson. Family is definitely developed by Barbara Kingsolver in her essays.
Oh yeah, Kylie, I think we should start talking about the family context in that book too. She expresses the need for family, but also the struggle that family can bring.
Barbara Kingsolver devoted a lot of her time to making her children happy and seeing their successes. She says herself, "I applauded my child's first smile." This demonstrates how parents are proud of their children and that each little moment as a parent is so meaningful.
I agree with that, Kylie. In this novel, it's stated, "Children are adept at becoming what we expect them to be," on page 89, describing how important raising a child is and all the work that goes into making them perfect to society. If you think a certain way, a child may become what you created them to be.
Barbara Kingsolver portrays to readers that adulthood and parenthood are about sacrifices. She says, "I knit my days around my daughter's survival and happiness." She is constantly trying to make her children the best versions of themselves and give up everything she can for them. She devotes her life to making sure that her children, family, and friends are happy and safe. In order to be a good mother, father, and family member in general, you have to put yourself in other people's shoes. You have to think like them, and you have to understand what they're going through. Family deals a lot with understanding and being able to accept each other. Barbara Kingsolver spent plenty of time understanding not only her children, but the world. She came to the realization that family and life, as a whole, are not as perfect as they seem.
This novel can realistically portray a family and all the difficult moments that come along with it. Having a family for her was like always having your best friends come with you and being able to transfer your ideologies and opinions into one of your own. Although it seemed as if she had mixed ideas on raising a child, she shares how it really is something special and an experience only some can handle.
To go into that not-so-perfect reality, Kingsolver, in one of her essays, talks about the family of dolls. She says, the family of dolls, Dad, Mom, Sis, and Junior. When she was growing up, she had this perfect picture painted to her. That family was always this way, that you always have a mom and you always have a dad. Kingsolver came to the realization that in reality, family is not always perfect, and everyone's family has its own struggles and joys.
To go off of Kylie, some individuals don't have a full family society describes as. Other individuals have a family that are not blood but are considered close. Barbara Kingsolver describes her hometown on page 7 as, because I grew up in a town where every face meant something to me. This was a representation of family within a community and how friends and people you grew up with still had a meaningful place in your heart. It seems to be really hard for us to come on to a decision which novel portrays family more. I feel like we really need some type of help on understanding each novel a little more.
I think we should cover that after the break.
Sounds.
Do you need a house for your family?
West Egg or East Egg?
West Egg is great for people with new money. The houses are absolutely gorgeous.
East Egg is old money houses. Although they may seem old to some people, they're still absolutely gorgeous for your family.
So if you need a home, be sure to call 855 West and East Egg Homes. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to Daycare with Bay and Kai. Are your kids being naughty?
Are your kids being disobedient at breakfast?
It's all good. Take a load off and drop them off at our daycare center.
Call 855 Bay and Kai Daycare.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed our quick commercial break. While we were on break, we actually found a special guest in our crowd, Barbara Kingsolver. Please welcome her to the stage. Hi Barbara.
Hi, thank you. It's an absolute honor being on the news this fine afternoon. I heard you were talking about my current album release, High Tide in Tucson.
Yes, we were. I have a few questions for you if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
My first question is, what experiences do you have that led you to write this novel?
I have actually received this question multiple times. It was created from my experiences growing up as a child, but also as a mother. All the actions that took place in this novel were created by literal actions that took place in my life. All the heartbreak, anger, happiness, and emotions were real and created my opinion on many subjects I spoke about in the novel. I also loved writing from the start. It was a way to get away from my crazy life we all live in, and it felt like an escape to me. Writing has always been one of my biggest passions, and I'm just happy that others enjoy reading it.
Yeah, your stories are definitely an inspiration to many. And I can totally relate because my mom plays a major role in my life. She makes so many sacrifices for me and the rest of my family to support us and give us her all. I am blessed to live a full life surrounded by great family and friends. They bring out the best in me and push me to be my best. One more question. What are your thoughts on the idea of family and the story of The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald?
When I read that novel, I noticed the lack of family that Gatsby appeared to have. He lived his life in despair and contradicted my life and how I was raised to love my family and stay close with them. Gatsby also had little real friends. I related to him slightly because I grew up different from the other kids and found different things to do than see my friends and see other people. In my opinion, he spent too much time thinking about how other people thought about him rather than living his own life. Although there were times when my family gets on my nerves, I love them more than anything.
Thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, please give Barbara Kingsolver a round of applause.
Thank you. Breaking news, guys. We actually found a video of Gatsby before he died. Here he is now.
Hi everyone, just wanted to say real quick that I did get really close with Nick and Daisy over these past couple of years, and they've really became like family to me, but it's just too late, and I worried about the wrong things in life, and I worried about having the most money and being around the most richest people, but in reality it's about making the best friendships and having the best family possible to support you, so go out there and do that.
I definitely think both of these novels illustrate family. High Tide in Tucson really depicts the idea of family and how surrounding yourself with loved ones can bring out the best in you, but it can also have its own personal burdens. However, The Great Gatsby really illustrates how family is needed to live a full life because in the end, Gatsby's materialism and lack of friendships dug him into a deep hole.
I agree, Kylie. I feel like we were both correct when arguing which showed it more. Both of these novels really do depict how family may be a burden, but in the end is necessary to live a full and happy life. I strongly believe that both Kingsolver and Fitzgerald give strong ideas on family and what it can do to you. Well, that's it for today, folks. Actually, it looks like it's about to rain. Make sure to tune into Wild Weather on Channel 7. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time on Novel Nonsense.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Do you need a house for your family? West Egg or East Egg? Hi. Well, oh yeah, I was saying it. Hi. Welcome to Daycare. Oh. It's so cold. We've been filming this for like an hour. We don't even know what West Egg and East Egg are, so Kylie's looking it up. So, thank you. Hi. Welcome to Daycare with Bay and Kai. Are your kids being naughty?